What's up, everyone? My name is Ozzy99, and welcome to my channel. Now, for this video, I am going to talk about 5 tips and tricks on the hammer. I love the hammer, biggest advocate. I just love smashing every single monster that I come across in the face, and I thought I'd show some tips and tricks to make things a lot easier and fun for you guys who want to do the same. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, for my first tip, I'm going to talk about the flinch free ability or armor skill. This skill is super dope because at level 1 it prevents knockbacks. You don't need the level 3 decoration slot to use it, and on top of that, it prevents your teammates from knocking you out of your combos or flinching you. So for instance, you knock down a monster, you all go for the same weak point, you're able to get in your full combo without anybody interrupting you or preventing you from getting that combo, which come in handy because the hammer has long, high damaging combos. Now, me personally, I love this ability. Never went back ever since I started using this ability, and I highly recommend it for anybody that wants to check out the hammer or hasn't used it yet. Alright, tip number 2, utilizing the midair spinning bludgeon. Now, this ability is used by almost every hammer user multiple times, but I realized that using this ability on any part of the monster isn't the best thing to do. You're more efficient when you aim for the head, because each tick from this combo does about 100, and the last one doing 200 to 400 damage, which leads the monster to being KO'd or flinch, which is very crucial. And that leads me to my next tip, which is always be attacking the head. The head is a hammer user's main objective in any match. It should be your main objective because the hammer is kind of like a support weapon. You do KO damage to the head when you attack the head with the hammer, and when the monster's KO'd, you create more opportunities for you and your teammates to do more damage without being interrupted or even being attacked, which is very useful. One thing I want to note is that equipping the Slugger skill is very important, because especially if you're playing like kind of a build where you're more support, because knocking out that monster faster and more often is super important when you're with a group or even when you're by yourself, because who doesn't want free damage? Alrighty, tip number 4, utilizing your jumping mount attack. Now, this attack is very important because it can lead into your other attacks, and it's a good way to close. A lot of people use the hit and run tactic with the hammer. I do too, a lot actually, but you can be really aggressive with the hammer and you can really close the gap and keep the pressure on a monster when you use your jumping attacks. And at the same time, they do a lot of damage, and they also KO and trip monsters. Your charge attacks can also lead you into your other combos. For instance, the Big Bang combo or the triangle, triangle, triangle combo. For instance, if you have a level 2 charge and you jump off a cliff and mount attack a monster and you don't get the mount, for instance, and you press triangle, you're going to your charge dash, and you can go right from the charge dash to circle, circle, circle. That takes a little bit more time, but in most cases, if you do it well, it'll work in your favor, and it can really add up some really huge numbers. Speaking of racking up those numbers, now we're on to our last and final tip, and that is dodging and knowing your monster. This kind of goes with what I mentioned in tip 3, which is always going for the head of the monster. But when you're always going for the head, you're always going to be in harm's way. So it's kind of risky. It's a risk reward thing with the hammer. So that's why it's important to know the monster's attack cues and know how to dodge and get out of them, and know when to dodge out of your combos. And primarily, you always want to use the triangle, triangle combo when you know a monster is about to hit you eventually, because you can dodge out of that combo anytime you need to. So that's very important. And just remember, it's better to stay alive than do damage. So just keep that in mind when you're playing with the hammer. And that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If any of these tips helped you out, please leave a like. If you feel like I left something out, please leave that in the comment section below. This is my very first video. I'm a new YouTuber, and I'm excited to be producing more content on Monster Hunter. If there are any content ideas or any things you guys like to see from me personally, as far as content on Monster Hunter, please leave that in the comment section below. And also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you.